the Greco finals. And he'll take on a very seasoned Greco-Roman competitor, Colton Howell from St. Charles, Missouri. He was your FILA champ this year. He was last year's junior Greco champ. He was a FILA champ in 2009, a Fargo champ a FILA champ in 2010, a Fargo champ in 2009. So, I mean, this guy has tons of Greco-Roman credentials, not just on the podium, but at the top of the podium.
And set to go, Iowa and Missouri, Laux and Howell. Set to mix it up, your referee.
Lots of blonde hair in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Brady Boucher of Indiana. Chris Call is your judge, and Tom Keesley of Minnesota is your mat chairman, according to our list. And one official who is not working a final tonight, but working with us. He's actually working all the finals tonight. Billy Wood, working the camera for us. He's done it several times for us in the past, and always appreciate that.
This 18-year-old was the FILA Junior Greco-Roman champion this year. Last year, the Junior National Greco champion, and the Junior Hookstyle Nationals champion last year. He also won the FILA Cadet Greco-Roman tournament last year, and was in 2009 Cadet Nationals Greco champion.
Phillip Laux, coached by Mark Ryland and Pablo Ubasa. Some of you guys might know who those cats are. Colton Howell, coached by Craig Martin and Bill Mitchell. Both of these guys will be seniors this year, I believe, although Howell may have graduated. Laux is definitely a first-year junior. Scoreless going to Partier.
And in this case, as we mentioned quite frequently in cadets last night, scoreless situations after the 90 seconds of neutral wrestling. In the first period, the red wrestler is on top. In this case, it's Laux. Now we're working that gut wrench, trying to load to the left and drives back, powers off that bottom leg to the right side. Now switching directions again.
Slides his grip up to a high gut, now readjusts to mid. And if you notice the different levels of wrestling, Colton Howell doing a phenomenal job. He's not resting on bottom, he's working his tail off. And that results in a first period win for him.
The first period going to go 1-0 to Colton Howell here at 112 again. 105 plus Federation weights expiring, so to speak. Here's Shane Sparks of BadgerStateWrestling.com kind of in the background doing those always fun interviews.
He's interviewing Johnson Mai, now the 105-pound state champ. And we'll get back to action. 112 on the raised platform here in Fargo. Colton Howell and Phil Laux. Laux snaps him down to front head. Let's see if he can score here. He has a lock around head and arm. And there he tries to throw, but Howell settles his weight back, and Howell has Laux in trouble. He's going to get a 2 and a 1 for the hold.
So now a 3-0 lead for Colton Howell over Phillip Laux. Wow, Willie, you set that one up for me nicely, and I butchered it. Right now, 33 seconds remaining here in period number 2 at 112. Laux from Brighton, Iowa, state champ at 103 for Iowa City West. Coach Mark Ryland in his corner. Colton Howell out of St. Charles, just north of St. Louis, same town Lindenwood University is in. Be a senior at St. Charles West. Didn't wrestle his junior year, interestingly enough. Started his career at Ozark High School. 18 years old and 17. So by comparison, the monsters we had that were 15 and 16 in cadets at 215 last night. And then these guys are 17 and 18 and 112 pounds.
That's right.
Genetics, what a funny thing.
Kyle Snyder, 15 years old. and every bit of 215 pounds in the finals last night at just 15 years old. These guys are 18 and at 112. Yeah, Colton Howell, as we go to Parterre, Howell will be on top. And Howell is great. Parterre on top, you'll see this. Howell actually transferred from Ozark to Brandon, went back to Ozark, and with the transfer rules, they didn't allow him to wrestle. That's what happened there. Digging, pressuring forward. Let's see if Howell can get a turn. Starting to go. Laux slipped and rolled a little bit, so we'll go neutral, 15 seconds. Laux will need to be busy here.
Going to need an arm spin or something like that, a 3-point move, or a 1 and a 2. 6 to go. Trying to work those double unders. Howell backing in and controlling the center. 2 and 1. So your national champion with a 1-0, 3-0 victory at 112 pounds is going to go to Missouri's Colton Howell.
His third Fargo Greco title in a row, JB.
In case you're wondering, folks, after we get